Hey everybody, how are you? It's been a while since I've done one of these videos, and I apologize for that because I want to keep connecting and reaching out to you as much as possible during this difficult time. Hopefully providing some nuggets and insights as we journey through this pandemic together and even if we're apart. This past week, John Lewis, who was a congressman and a civil rights leader and just an icon, passed away after a 6-month battle with cancer. His legacy as a leader and someone who allowed his relationship with Christ to bleed into everything that he did is just one worth taking note of and following and learning something from. This one of the stories that I heard about John Lewis is a pretty amazing one. I want to share that to you real quick. It's in his own words.
In 1961, the same year that President Barack Obama was born, black people and white people couldn't be seated together on a Greyhound bus or Trailway bus, leaving Washington. And in May of 1961, my seatmate was a young white gentleman. The two of us left Washington and we arrived at the Greyhound bus station in Rock Hill, South Carolina. A group from the Klan beat us, left us lying in a pool of blood when we tried to enter this so-called white waiting room. Now this is May 1961. Many years later, to be exact, in February of '09, one member of the Klan, one of the guys who had beaten us in his 70s, came to my office in Washington with his son in his 40s. And he said, "Mr. Lewis, I'm one of the people that beat you, your seatmate." He said, "Will you forgive me? I want to apologize." And his son started crying. He started crying, and I said, "I accept your apology. I forgive you." They hugged me, I hugged them back, and I started crying. And that's the power of the way of peace, the way of love and nonviolence. As Dr. King said, hate is too heavy a burden to bear.
Hate is too heavy a burden to bear.
Yes. So we just, love is a better way. So of all of the people that beat me and arrested me and threw me in jail, I don't have any ill feeling at all. Not at all. I feel free.
John Lewis was attacked and beaten on many occasions and arrested for speaking up for civil rights. And yet he never allowed hate or a lack of a forgiveness to fill his heart. It's a pretty amazing thing. I only wish, I hope that I can become that kind of person. I hope that as I seek to follow Jesus, I learn to live as a person who can forgive someone who has beaten me the way he has, the way John Lewis did, the way Jesus did. Jesus said this in Matthew chapter 5, verses 43 through 48. It's part of the Sermon on the Mount, the greatest sermon ever preached, right? He says, "You've heard it said that you must love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who harass you, so that you will be acting as children of your Father who is in heaven. He makes the sun rise on both the evil and the good and sends rain on both the righteous and the unrighteous. If you love only those who love you, what reward do you have? Don't even the tax collectors do the same? And if you greet only your brothers and sisters, what more are you doing? Don't even the Gentiles do the same? Therefore, just as your heavenly Father is complete in showing love to everyone, so you must also be complete." My prayer this week for you is that you would be complete in showing love to everyone and forgiveness to all of those who have persecuted you, to those who have wronged you. Also, be one like Mr. Wilson, the person who sought John Lewis's forgiveness. Be someone who is willing to admit when they're wrong and seek forgiveness. Blessings.